There's ways to live longer. There's some people who know how to be nutritious, and they live way longer than we do here in Fresno, California, in America. So our guest, August Day, is here.
What's the secret, August?
It's not a secret. It's a very ancient practice that the best way to understand this is to realize is that there are pockets of people in regions of the world who live beyond 80 and 90.
Here in Fresno. Other regions.
Other regions.
Okay.
Other than America or all over?
Well, and their life is much different. It's more full. It has a quality. They walk in 40 below weather to go to the village to get their supplies for their meal for the week.
I wouldn't think
they're able to do that because?
Live that long doing that, you know?
What they do is that they're taking in a very old remedy, and what it parallels Americans' fascination with nutrition and supplements, but nutrition and supplements is an exterior fill, whereas the product that they're taking contains all the trace elements and the electrons that the body requires at the powerhouse level, the mitochondria.
Okay.
And when you provide that to them, then where you have this aging factors that are coming in, hallmarks such as wrinkling of skin, lack of energy, many of these things are being caused because the powerhouses do not have the nutrition that we need.
See, I don't mind dying. I don't want to be wrinkled.
How do we do this then? Are we talking about
it's a very ancient
food? What do we
it's
get?
Not,
what do we
well,
do?
What it is that unfortunately we've also had to examine the food in the valley, and the processes are quite disturbing because when you look at a field that's just been plowed and being prepared, you're driving behind the fertilizer truck, which is, it just came from the dairy. So everything that's going onto these plants to help nurture the ground is only artificially implanted because of what the cows ate. Okay. And unfortunately, we are what is called a classification called heteroph. Now, and what that means is that we require nutrients in order to process them, in order to make our bodies provide nutrition and health. Plants, on the other hand, are what's called phototrophs. And what they are able to do is they do not even require food. All they need is the energy from the sun and the minerals that they have within the carcass of the plant allows them to process and make these elements that makes them grow. So what we are doing is that we are providing people a program that allows cycling the nutrients that are from these desiccated plants, which is from the area of where the highest ratio of septuagenarians and octogenarians are. Okay. In fact, they're like abandoned villages in Japan. When you go there, you think it's abandoned, but it's full of 80 and 90-year-old people because all the young people went to the cities. But in Siberia, it's a different story. There is less people in Siberia than there is in the state of California, in the entire continent.
Wow.
And it does contain the largest boreal forest in the world. And beneath this boreal forest is the desiccation of all these previous forests, and it creates a resin. And this resin is called shilajit. And what it does is when you take it, you'll find the effect within 15 minutes because it provides the electrons that the mitochondria uses to process and produce the repairs and the replication of their body cells. Okay. And there's been, like in the last week, there was a release from NIH, which we were a part of, and what it found is that one of the markers of aging is called senescence, and this is where the cells of mitochondria stop producing, and all they produce is poisons. And in all the diseases they found, these cells were present in all the organs.
Is that what we're seeing in some of these graphics here?
Well, in the graphics here, the graphics of the multiple forms of the body. Now, this is all the systems. Every one of those systems of the body has mitochondria. So if you're taking vitamin C, it's never going to get to the mitochondria because it contains no elements it can use.
Right.
Plus, it needs electrons. And the only way, because we are what's called a heterotroph, we require obtaining our nutrients from the things we eat.
Right. And
unfortunately, the things that we eat are beautiful to look at, but they are dead food because the ingredients in them, when you read the nutrition, is all artificially put in. Potassium, the piles of powder we see on the side of the roads.
Yeah,
okay, that's what goes in there.
So what should we eat then when we go to the grocery store?
You can't, okay, because it is one of those things, if you take, like your previous guest, the Japanese term is called shikata ganai. You're damned if you do and damned if you don't.
Yeah.
So you have to live with it. So what we have is a product, it's called Shilajit, and it's made from the resin of these trees.
And what country is it you're harvesting?
Siberia.
Siberia. Okay.
What do we get it in is we get it into the block. In other words, this is a block
solid
of tar.
when you get it?
It's tar, yeah.
Okay.
It's a resin, like tree sap. But it's very rare because you have to have an arboreal forest. And the largest forest in the world is in Siberia.
Right.
Wow.
And
Interesting.
it has no chemicals in it because Siberia, the thing.
They're not putting pesticides and stuff out
well,
there.
you've got three of the biggest problems out there. You have wolverines, you have
Wolverines is a problem.
you have bears, and you have wolves the size of this table.
So you're going to go try to harvest this, you get eaten by a wolverine.
That's why there's very few people. It's so rugged and remote.
So what would you do? Take a drop and put on your tongue or something?
What you do is our cycling program allows you to turn around and take a glass of water by putting 15 drops in this in the morning and just drinking it. Instantly, the electrons will start coursing through your body and adding to your pathway. And all the mitochondria will have these extra electrons. And this bottle is 100 quadrillion trillion electrons.
Wow.
Because
you feel the difference in a short time.
You feel it within 15 minutes.
Oh, my goodness.
And then by following the other parts of the cycle, because we're dealing with this in a complete manner. Some people don't realize it, but they've been accumulating toxins and poisons.
I've heard that.
So we have another product which is a companion to this and part of the program. And what it does is when you drop it into the water, water has a memory. The original water on Earth is 2 microns in size. And what that allows it to do is that any bacteria or virus cannot stop a 2 micron size molecule coming in. And all water is poisonous to bacteria and viruses. So when you put it in, automatically the glass changes. But what you'll have in the event there is a mass die-off of bad bacteria in your body. So you'll be able to tell this and measure it. Yes, you'll be able to measure the toxins that are being released from your body because it's only going to exit 3 ways. When you do the cleansing with this in conjunction, we tell you need to do this within a week's period, allow a week's worth of rest. Because what will happen is then your body will try to readjust in expelling all the toxins. Then we have a third product which provides, it's called liposomal colostrum. And what it does is when you take it in, it's got a custom pill that only releases in the large intestine. And what it does is it provides the nutrients for the cell walls of the intestine and the stomach to build themselves back.
Just taking notes.
I am taking notes.
95% of the diseases and problems that mankind is observing in the health and in the later part of the years is mostly attributed to the acidic environment of the gut creating these chemicals that are now perforating and polluting our bodies.
Somebody's watching. They said, "This I got to find out more about this." Where do they start? Is there a website? Is there
what there is right now we have we had a computer crash on our primary video and website tool, and that computer is now going to Apple so we can bring it back and then upload everything. Right now they can go ahead and write to us at info@notforprofitusa.org. We are a recognized 501c3 and Public 170 charity. And put in the subject line, Compass.
We put that on the, it's on the screen. Info at
the
number 4. Info at notforprofit.org. Put in the subject line. What now? Compass?
Compass.
Where's the word compass come in all this?
This is the program. It provides you a new direction of nutrition. In other words, a better understanding of if you like to have a higher quality of life, because we deal with assisted living centers. And what we're finding is that there is a tragic diversion of people in their latter part of the years who are not getting the quality of life that they expect. And this will allow them. In fact, the other day,
these toxins for 60, 70 years of their life.
Well,
it's catching up with them.
You have to understand too is that what the toxins are doing, it's preventing these mitochondria from repairing and replacing your cells. And again, like the last time that this was done on National Institutes of Health, they have found that the hallmarks of aging are being identified in the mitochondria because they're dying, but they're not being disposed of because there's no energy. That's why they died. Plus, the elements are not there because it's not in the food we're eating.
Now, who will be able to afford this product?
We're going to be releasing it through a major distributor. That's one. We do have what's called a test program. If you want to participate in it, you'll get more than enough for the month with all the information.
I want to be in the test program.
And well, here, I'm going to give you a sample. You can do that for a day, and there's a bottle in there with the information. And what it will do is that you'll be able, we like people to experience the change because then they will find that there is value in it.
Yeah.
And one of the keys that it is that the mitochondria and the formula of this humic shilgin, it will help start repairing the liver.
Now, we get what it does. We kind of get what it does. We're beginning to get what it does. What do you want the viewers to do now? You want them just to keep watching for progress?
No, what it is we'd like them to understand is that we have a program with 100 slots open. Okay. And the reason why is...
Am I one of the slots?
Well, what it is that we have enough product, meaning the resin, to create 1,000 ounces.
Okay.
And to give you an idea, Shilgin sells at the level of drugs by the gram.
Oh, boy.
Meaning that if you wanted 10 grams of Shilgin, it will cost you $60 to $70. Okay. Now, we're doing it in what's called an easier method to take because in the resin form, you have to be at least good dexterity, measuring, and then mixing. Whereas here with the drops, you just count your drops, take it in, and then within 15 to 30 minutes, you're going to feel supercharged. Oh, no, you're going to feel it. You're going to feel it.
We have about 30 seconds left. So you want them to email you? You want them to keep watching?
Yes,
we want you to come back and talk about this more.
With the subject Compass. If they're interested in more information, we will send it to them.
And it's info. Tell us the email address.
Info at not4profitusa.org. We are a 501c3.
And we're going to hear a lot more about this, I would guess.
Yes, because it's going to fund our programs for the students we work with. This is the whole purpose of it, to help them and to channel this, making it a complete cycle to allow people to get healthy, people to find a good resource, and to know that when they are purchasing or participating in it, they receive documentation that is applicable on their federal taxes.
Oh, it's nonprofit.
We're a federal nonprofit.
Federal nonprofit. Okay, it's August Day. Info at not-for-profit, the number 4-profit, info at not-for-profitusa.org. Email them, put Compass in the subject line, but tell you what, if you can't figure out what to do, call me. I'll put you in contact with August Day. We'll be back with more Mike and Athena right after this.